It's Rana, and today I have a layout for Sara Scraps' 7,000 YouTube subscriber celebration. Congratulations, Sara! I am so excited to be helping celebrate this huge accomplishment. I am just in awe of Sara and all of the balls that she is constantly juggling with grace and never drops a ball, and she is so helpful and amazing part of this community that we love. The scrapbook community is a better place because Sara Scraps is a part. I love the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group. She challenges us to go on a spending freeze. I said spree. That's funny. Okay, anyway. I participate, not always really great, but I do try. But I also am very inspired by her to use Stash, pull out older products, which I have done some of today. I've also, Sara had asked each of us who are participating to use something that we love and create something that we love. So I decided I wanted to use some things that I love that I know that Sara also loves. So you saw the Bella Boulevard products, you saw some Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins, you saw some Flair from Scrap and Happy Studio. I pulled out some stamps. I am gonna, be completely honest. I didn't use them. I probably, in the back of my mind, knew I wouldn't, but she always inspires me. I love watching her stamp on her layouts. I just don't do it very well. I have lots of stamps, but I don't pull them out to do on my layouts very often. So for my design, I have these 3 photos. They're photos of my granddaughter. I decided I wanted to just use bits and pieces of several of these papers. Most of these actually were already, I had used part of them. There's a couple in here that I had to tear into, but that's okay. I'm using Stash, right? So I love that. This collection actually has been around for a long time. I don't even know how long I've had it. I know I've had it longer than I've had granddaughters. So that's, interesting, right? It's definitely a girly-ish kind of collection, but I'm happy to be getting some of it used up. And my little granddaughter had an outfit on the other day. I've just taken these photos, I think on Monday this week, and it has little lemons on it, and she was actually being particularly sour. So you're going to see that with my little title that I'm going to come up with. She is newly 2, and as most 2-year-olds, if things aren't going her way or it's not her idea or whatever, she can be a little sour. But she is definitely a sweetie, and I think almost all 2-year-olds always are, kind of gaining that independence and figuring some things out, and they want to do what they want to do, right? So I'm going to do these torn strips. I do love to do some torn paper on my layouts. You'll see that a lot. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would say so in the comments. Let me know. I'm really happy to have you. I try and do a couple of layouts, process videos every week, at least 2 or 3, sometimes more. I actually have 2 just today. So later on today, I will also have a layout for Scrap Lift Craft Noon, which is a little team put together by Tara O'Rourke that there's about 10 of us, and we scrap lift every Sunday. So I'll have that coming up today also. So I did use some ink and add a little bit of blended ink over there on the edge so that it's a torn edge, torn edge, torn edge, and then some blended ink. And I really like how that ended up looking. I wanted to go with quite a bit of yellow because I love yellow. I love the yellow and pink combination, especially with that little pop of black in there. So I think that this is exactly what I wanted to use. Oddly enough, the lemon paper over there, I ended up not even using. There is some of the black lemon paper, just a tiny bit on there, but the main paper that was a full sheet, I ended up not even cutting into. I was going to fussy cut some of those pieces out, and I ended up not needing them, so I had enough ephemera and things, so that worked out. Using fun foam to back my photos, and you can see that I really do layer them up good, and that's because I don't like my photos to have a chance to bend in my albums. So if something else was pressing against it or whatever, I wouldn't want them to bend. So that's why I cover mine pretty well. Not everyone does that. For me, I'm afraid that they'll, have a dip in the middle or around the edges and kind of bend. So that's why I do what I do. I haven't had any do that, but I've always added enough foam to really cover it well. It's probably overkill, but I feel like it's a little safer that way for me. So that's the way I do it. I'm liking the design, and so now before I do any embellishing, I want to go ahead and add my title just to make sure I have a good space for it. And I kind of toyed with having this down on the white in the lower right hand corner, but my design idea was to kind of have a small amount of embellishing in the center right and then get bigger and bigger until you get to those strips on the left hand side. So that's kind of what I ended up with. The only reason I wasn't sure I liked this and kind of went back and forth a little bit was because the word sour here is yellow on top of yellow paper. On the video, it's really hard to see. I didn't want sour to really stand out because she's mostly sweet and sometimes sour. So that was intentional, but I was kind of nervous that you wouldn't be able to see it well enough. So in real life, I'm happy with it. You can see it pretty well, and especially because it's a different texture, than paper. It's shiny. It's those alphas that have a little bit of a shine to them. So it stands out because of that. So I'm still trying to decide. I'm looking at those tags and thinking, oh, should I have put those there and then just added that title over on the plain white area over there? But I like how it is, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is and just go ahead and start embellishing. I really like these two little tags, and I want to make sure that I have a space for that flare. It's going to kind of bridge the gap between the layers of paper and then my little cluster over here with the tags and the extra ephemera that I'm going to add there. I'm going to build up around the title a little bit with some flowers. That heart, I knew I wanted something right by the title, but I couldn't decide what, but I really like how that heart and then that lemon slice worked. So that's going to stay there. I'm going to fuss around with all the things for a little bit, and then I'm going to go off camera and glue things down. I do add foam tape on some of the ephemera bits. I add Nuvo Deluxe adhesive behind the alphabets because those are definitely going to be something that may not stick in the future, so I always add a little glue. I'm using the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to glue down my sequins. I do have a little sequin picker-upper thing. I didn't use it. I just used my fingers, but I don't know why the video is jumpy. I hope it's not on your end. For some reason, I'm having a little trouble with my editor. I'm probably going to have to move on to a different one. I'm not liking the final product of this one. But anyway, I'm adding several up here on the left-hand side of this tag, and I'm going to go ahead and glue them down, but then I'm going to change my mind and remove some of those. So you'll see in a moment when I show you some close-ups. I have pulled some of them up and made a few changes up there. I probably did part of that off camera, but you'll see them in the close-ups and here at the end. I also added my twine when I was adding the gluing everything down, and I just kind of looped it around. I'm going to add some pink bows on top of that, and I don't think I do that on screen either. I don't like my videos to be too terribly long, so things are sped up a little bit faster than what is actually happening because I'm kind of a slow scrapbooker and it takes me a while. So I speed things up a little bit and try and keep my videos short. I am adding some of the cute little epoxy. And then I decided I needed some black splatters right here at the end to finish it off. I pulled just a little bit out and it wasn't going to work, so then I dumped some, and I dumped enough for probably 27 layouts. And that's the way that always goes, right? I love using this little fan brush to get teeny tiny little splatters. So I'm going to add some of the black in there, and I love how it really ties it all together. And that is it. I'm going to show you some close-ups. Oh, it's not it, actually. I'm going to show you these close-ups, and then I'm going to come back in and show you that I smeared some of my splatter on one of the pieces. So I'm going to add just a few more hearts, and that is going to be it. I always continue to look at my layouts and add one more thing and one more thing and one more thing, but that's okay. Everyone check out Sara Scraps' channel. Give her some love. 7,000 subscribers is just phenomenal. I am so excited for her, and hop along and see what everyone else is doing today to celebrate Sara. And if you are new here and would love to see more of my layouts, I would absolutely be thrilled if you would subscribe. I am trying to build my channel. I have been here for about a year now, and I'm just trying to continue to grow and learn as I go because it's a process for sure. So happy to have you today. There is a playlist or a hop list down below in the description box. I can't wait to see you again next time. Thanks a lot for joining me, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.